Hi, I'm Old Sneelock. Welcome to another episode of Old Sneelock's Workshop. I went to the estate sale and I found a box of interesting items. I can always tell the estate sale because they have a certain kind of sticker on them. The Restore has the date written on it. The date doesn't really matter because they may have sat there for years. The estate sale doesn't bother with what the date is. So let's see what's in the box. These are some kind of beads from a necklace, I would imagine. I have a feeling the person who owned this box did a lot of jewelry repair. Now, having someone in the house that really likes jewelry, I can understand that. You end up with all kinds of bits of chain and little beads and unusual things sitting around just because they get used in the repair process. Most of this stuff matches a certain thing, and therefore you keep it because, you know, you might have to put it back in because the dress is a different length. Oh, look! Nice little batch of things. And there's something in this drawer that would be better off going in the other drawer. I have to be careful, this drawer is full of straight pin. I would rather not slice my finger or pierce it. A batch of double-edged safety razors. I think they call them safety razors because the razor handle had a guard that went over the edge to keep you from slicing yourself like you would with a straight razor. But putting them into the razor handle itself, that was not exactly an easy thing to do. These are just single-edged razor blades. Just like that one, except they're brand new and that one is pretty rusty. So I got two boxes. This one has 5 and this one has 5. Now, odd that single-edged blades, basically the same size except the boxes are so much different. This is a scalpel. Now it's a throwaway scalpel and somebody has used it to do something with it. I don't know if they were trying to modify it for gripping or whatever, but they melted the handle. But these are still nice little things to have if you want to pare something down inside of a hole. Works quite well. This is part of some knife or device that's a replaceable blade. I don't know what it is. I don't know what blade that, or don't know what that blade fits, but it's a fairly large size. This one also is a long blade. This is called a Persona Super Stainless. Yep, that's all it's got on it. The other one hasn't got any writing at all. And this is a batch of X-Acto knives. Those are nice to have. So this brass screw doesn't go with the other things, so I'm going to keep the blades in here just because it makes sense to have them all in one spot like they are. key tags. Those are handy if you have a lot of keys. I try to avoid keys. I've carried keys so many years, I got to the point where I don't even want to see a key anymore. I have a key for the truck, I have a key for the car, I have a key for the house. I have some locks, and I've even made keys. But I've gotten to the point now where I really don't like keys that much. Daisy gun oil. Now, since I have a Daisy pellet gun, we might be able to use that. But I'm not going to put it in this drawer because the drawer is filled with oil. Evidently that bottle leaks. Buttons, junk, hairpins. Do I need a hairpin? No, I do not need a hairpin. Wrinkle up piece of steel, safety pin. That's kind of handy. Picture hanger can come in handy. We'll put those key rings back in the drawer, and we'll leave the Daisy oil out. And a batch of rubber bands. Oh, and a drawer divider. And a place to put that brad. I don't know if this is the proper drawer divider for this drawer. There it fits. Okay, had it upside down. Rubber bands and some kind of a washer, plastic washer of some kind. A little diamond. We'll put that up in there with the other diamonds. We'll put the rubber bands in the back and the brads in the front. And this goes in the trash. Ooh, jewelry. Well, it's interesting, stones anyways. This looks like a piece of crockery. Something that has been washing around in the ocean for a while because it's all rounded off. There's just a little bit of the glaze left. Interesting. Big jewel. Put that up there with the other jewels. Oh, look. This little thing. Looks like that's a washer, like the other one that went in the trash. So they are now together. Little glass beads. Oh, look. Tiny little key. Might come in handy. And this is a key ring. It's a Buick key ring. It is a magnetic Buick key ring. Fairly good magnet in it. And it looks like it's got some kind of a diary or keepsake box key. This one somebody cranked on pretty hard. Since we have key paraphernalia in this drawer, we'll put that up in there along with that one and that little key. Now this is a necklace, 2 little girls on it. Bead chain, more necklace, keys. Interesting little rock. Looked like the kind of thing that you'd find along the beach. And let's see, there was a drawer with straight pins in it. Oh, this one had straight pins. And these, someone made these machines by the dozens or hundreds, maybe more than that. Fairbanks, Seward Fairbanks. This looks like it came from Alaska since 1923. It's a machine that you, well, used to be you fed a quarter to it and a penny. The penny dropped down into a device that stamped it into a fanciful shape. The oval shape is just because of the way the die worked, and it would engrave it with a number of different things. I have quite a few of these. I'm going to put this up in the jewelry drawer. And I'm going to put the stones in with the stones. Now these are not stones. These are seeds. And there was a time that people were making these into beads, and then they found that if you chewed on the bead it was rank poison. Now I'm pretty sure this is the kind of bead it is, but I don't know exactly. This is a penny that somebody pounded out flat. It's a Lincoln penny, but it's been hammered on pretty good. And that's a pin for a wristwatch. Looks like a lady's wristwatch. None of my watches ever had a strap that narrow. Put that up there with the jewelry. When I was a kid, we lived down by the railroad tracks in Coldwater. And someone said if you put a penny on the railroad track, the train will smash it flat. Well, you know what? It does. And it smashes it flat and smears it out. So in the end, it looks more like one of these than that. I think that was hammered flat with a hammer. Interesting little stone. One of them has been polished and glued onto something, because there's glue on the back of it. There was a time that making earrings out of those was an interesting process. Now we have another group of knife blades. It's an X-Acto knife, a number 16. Put that up there with the other knife blades. Gold string. Elastic gold string. There was a time earlier this year that this was in short supply because everybody was making masks, because we were all panic stricken about the idea that there might be a bug in the air that would get us. I don't need this anymore. I didn't need it then, I don't want it now. Well, so far $3 hasn't gotten me a lot. Now I do have quite a batch of nails now. I suppose I'm up to 50 cents worth of materials. Little wooden plug. A washer. cover screw for an outlet. This is a stud of some kind. There's a magnet in here. I can tell because there's a whole wad of brads. And that is a tiny little magnet. Yep. Carpet tack. Paper clips. And brads that match the size of these little ones back here. And I think these can go back in the same drawer they came out of. Safety button for an outlet. These don't work with the newer ones, they work with the old ones though. Cryovac packaging. "36" long. That's actually kind of a handy thing to have. It's not a wonderfully accurate thing, but if you measure the thing you're working on or checking always with the same rule, your odds get pretty good that you're going to be able to match it. You just have to have this with whatever you're going to match it with. Nice thing to have. I'll put that in the measuring drawer. And this is Ronson wired wick. Oh, this is for a Ronson lighter. Replacement. That's nice. This lets you feed the wick up through the lighter. Feed it up through, get the right amount up through there, cut it off, and then next time you need wick, you do it again until the wick gets short enough it isn't long enough to make a good wick anymore. Works in Zippos too. Even has the directions. How to replace wick. Nice thing to have. This is a piece of plastic. That's for the bottom of a chair. You would drive that into the bottom of the chair leg, and that acted as a glider so that it would glide across the floor without scratching. Since there's only one, And no, it doesn't work for a cane because you don't really want to have a cane slide. What's this thing? A scout is thrifty, helpful, brave, friendly, clean, courteous, reverent, kind. That's kind of cool. Obedient and trustworthy. On my honor, I will do my best to do my duty to God and my country, and to obey the Scout laws, to help other people at all times, to keep myself physically strong, mentally awake, and morally straight. And now, they're being sued out of existence. That is a sad commentary on the world. Because I was a scout. My mom was a den leader. My dad was a scout master. I was a den leader. And for a brief period of time, I was a scout master too. At no time did I have anybody in my area or knowledge that did anything untoward. And then things got crazy. The world went nuts on us, and they scattered to the four winds and infected everything they touched. This is a cool little thing to have. I'm going to keep it. Might find somebody that likes it that would take it off my hands, because I'm no longer involved with the Boy Scouts. That's sad. I hate to end that on a sad note, but that was the last thing in the bin. Found some good stuff. And some of this stuff is just going to get tossed because not much purpose to it. The rest of the stuff will get scattered into the other bins where it belongs, and life will go on.
This video is not to be viewed by anyone under the age of 13 in the U.S. or 16 in the European Union, without the express written permission of the parents or legal guardians of the underage person. Such written permission must be on file at the local government entity in charge of enforcing the rules and regulations established by the FTC. Anyone violating these terms is admitting by default that they hold harmless the owners and operators of this channel. Any and all questions should be addressed to your local branch of the FTC.